Jo, was geht? Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge von Tales of Arise. Beim letzten Mal haben wir ja gestoppt nach dem Gespräch und da hat gerade der Folgenlänge ganz gut passt. Wollte ich noch meine paar Cent zu den ganzen Dingen, die gerade in den letzten Dialogen passiert sind, geben. Was war das denn nochmal? Ach, fuck. Einmal, nicht jeder kann kämpfen. Ja, das stimme ich zu. Also manchmal manchmal fehlt einem Kraft oder auch das geistige Vermögen zu kämpfen, weiter zu kämpfen. Manchmal, es ist nicht jeder dafür bestimmt zu kämpfen, die Welt zu verbessern. Wenn das der Fall wäre, dann würden wir schon längst in einer besseren Welt leben. Ich finde, jeder sollte so viel tun, wie er tun kann. Es bringt ja nichts, sich zu überanstrengen und nachher zu kollabieren. Wenn jeder seinen Teil beiträgt, dann wird ja schon was Gutes bei rauskommen. Da bin ich fest von überzeugt. Ähm, Dann hatten wir noch das Thema des Hass. Also generell, dass Vergebung von beiden Seiten kommen muss. Klar, natürlich. Wenn nur die eine Seite vergibt und die andere weiterhin bockig bleibt, dann natürlich gibt es dann kein Vorankommen. Es funktioniert nicht. Was mir gerade noch eingefallen ist, was Law gesagt hat, ist, als Alfen sich ähm, dass er einfach immer die ganze Zeit gedacht hat, Mann, Alfen reißt sich zusammen und Alfen hat sich ja irgendwie ja wieder aufgerappelt, wenn man so möchte. Ähm, ja, wie soll ich das ausdrücken? Alfen ist besonders, jegliche Art und Weise. Er ist, er ist eigentlich ein perfektes Vorbild. Er ist wirklich ein Vorbild. Keine Ahnung. Er tut die Dinge, die er tun muss. Egal wie viel Leid ihm vor die Füße geschmissen wird. Er, er steigt drüber. Ihr überkommt das. Ihr überkommt Hass. Ist gütig, ist ein Mensch voller Wärme. Es ist unfassbar. Also wirklich. Ich hätte noch etwas, worüber ich sprechen wollte, aber ich habe es wieder vergessen. Vielleicht fällt es mir noch ein.
Be ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
Natürlich.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion, Kopf hoch.
Shion,
Kopf hoch. Wir packen das schon.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's Great Spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then...
Ja, genau so, Mädchen. Das ist meine Shion. Fuck, ich habe gerade auf Freeman gezeigt. Gut, dass keiner gesehen hat.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet.
Springen Sie einfach hoch.
The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Finde Kisaras Rüstung sehr ablenkend.
Observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Mitglieder, die deine Gruppe verlassen haben, sind zurückgekehrt.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give 35 our answer.
Lenegis heute.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Einfach draufhauen, bis es kaputt geht. Ich will nach Lena. Ich hab Bock, mich zu boxen. War das die obere Ebene oder war die mittlere? Hab's vergessen. Ich glaube, war die mittlere Scheiße. Ja, ja. Sind falsch auf der Aussichtsplattform. Scheiße. Sieht das fucked up aus. Ups. Gehen durch die mittlere Ebene. Ey, Pisser, was geht? Ob du hast uns ein paar Dinge zu erzählen. Jetzt. Nicht wann alles.
Your answer for me.
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the Thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
Na, so wird's nicht laufen.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
Die werde ich aber nicht
What
angehen.
are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the Great Astral Spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Shion, Kopf hoch. Du wirst nicht
Wait.
sterben.
Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the Great Astral Spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony, considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed. I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
Dann halt die
What does that
Fresse,
mean
mach
for us if
selber.
you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
Shion, halt mal ganz kurz die Klappe, ja?
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Havrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hever 35 to talk like a normal person?
Okay, ich habe ein bisschen Kopfschmerzen gerade. Erstens, hallo, bitte, halt doch bitte mal einen Moment die Klappe. Ich bin nicht ganz einverstanden damit, wie die Story verläuft. Ich brauche dieses große Geist nicht. Mir wäre lieber gewesen, man hätte wirklich ein Big Bad Evil und nicht irgendwie eine Energie, die Bewusstsein erlangt hat. Da muss man jetzt gegen kämpfen. Also wird wahrscheinlich der Endkampf gegen irgendein großes Monster sein. Wahrscheinlich. Ich finde das Verhalten von diesem Kerl fand ich echt anstrengend. Weil warum behauptet er, dass dieser eine Plan das ist, was funktioniert? Es ist immer leicht zu reden, wenn man in der Entfernung sitzt und nichts damit zu tun hat, beziehungsweise es nicht ausführen muss. Wenn es doch einen Plan A, B, C, D und E gibt, dann bespricht man jeden einzelnen Plan davon. Und zur Not machst du einen Plan X und nimmst alle Teile, die dir am besten gefallen, aus allen Plänen, die es besteht, jede Variante, und machst was Eigenes daraus. So funktioniert das Ganze eher nun mal.
I think we're mostly done with him. Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way.
Es wird noch einen anderen Weg geben.
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. But with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Lieber sterbe ich als du.
Didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Shion, eher sterbe ich, als du stirbst. Alphen hat schon seine 300 Jahre runtergerobbt. Mehr passiv, aber er hatte seine Zeit schon. Es wird mal Zeit, dass mal wieder mehr Action passiert, nicht so viel Gelaber. Es wird ein Weilchen dauern, euer Raumschiff vollständig zu reparieren. Ich würde vorschlagen, dass ihr euch bis dahin etwas ausruht. Na gut, warum nicht?